All right, so a lot of you hit me up about this. You already know I got a lot to say on this. Mr. Joe Rogan, first of all, big fan. Big fan of his, always been. He's the king of Fear Factor. Let's just go ahead and call him that. So, Joe Rogan, the voice of the Octagon, or whoever you want to call him at this point, but Joe Rogan on his podcast basically called video games a waste of time. And soon as he said that, of course, you already know, especially with the world that we're in, everybody's either going to react one or two ways. They're either going to be like, yeah, in abundance, or they're going to disagree and cause some mass hysteria. This pretty much was the opposite for him. He got a lot of mass hysteria. He didn't get no good shares. Well, some did, and some others were actually shilling, some of which kind of agreed and disagreed. And yeah, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows, to make it loud and clear. Ninja actually replied to him and basically said that, basically he was defending himself and defending streamers who actually made it here on YouTube or made it in the streaming landscape. Here's the thing about this, though. This is where it's kind of awkward for Ninja to even speak. Yeah, video game, you growing something out of video games, whether it be a streamer or a YouTuber, and you having 1 million subscribers and all this junk. Here's the thing, not everybody is going to do that. Video games have expanded to this point where, yeah, they're so big, they're bigger than they've been before. I mean, they've evolved beyond the whole couch play, mentality. Now we all are millions of miles away from one another, and we can talk as if we're in the same room and still have kind of like that same interactive experience. Video games have expanded beyond that, And in terms of you making it to this degree where video games are, your sole revenue, keep in mind, the world is all connected now, and the way things are going, your odds of actually being that are very, very slim. It's like a once in a million type of situation, and that's why you see so little content creators really doing this. Granted, back when YouTube was good and it didn't have the algorithms and all the new policies, you had more YouTubers stepping up and you saw more content creators like that. But as you clearly can see, a lot of them had died off, wouldn't you say? I'm just saying, YouTube, all this whole, I'm a millionaire now from video games. If that's your if that's your sole reason to game, I hate to break it to you, you might want to go outside. You're not really going to make that. And again, I don't want to be the guy to say it's not possible, but I'm giving you the sad reality. It's a once in a lifetime type of chance that you'll ever reach that type of milestone. And that is the sad truth. So looking at the whole thing, again, him saying that, I couldn't really care what Ninja really said. Instead, I'm just going right to what Joe said. Again, he called it a waste of time. He basically said that games, nowadays people just sit there and they're playing and they're not really achieving anything. Yeah, they're beating these bosses. Yeah, they're getting these like achievements or trophies, but they're not really getting that true nature of that in real life. You're kind of stuck in limbo doing this over and over in a virtual world. Now, here's the thing about that. Though he has a point here that a lot of people do kind of just do that and just play and don't necessarily do anything else outside of gaming, well, he forgot one vital thing. And the sad part is the people who are shilling and defending him and going all that. Again, I'm a big Joe Rogan fan, but even I got to call this out here, okay? Video games is used in so many ways for a lot of people. A lot of us just don't game just for the sake of gaming. A lot of us use video games to connect with our friends and to help cure our depression, anxiety, or just our ease or that unease type of feeling. I kid you not, there are many times where I've sat on the PlayStation and haven't even gamed, and I mostly just chilled and talked with friends, especially when they're having bad times outside there in the real world. Some have bad days of work and they don't know how to deal with anger. They don't know how to deal with depression, that feeling of being used and underappreciated. Some people use video games as a mask to escape the harsh reality of where they're living, working, or just, doing out here in the real world, and use that to, in the virtual world to help them feel better, Keep in mind, in a video game, you can be anything the creator allows you to be. You can be a strong individual. You can be a samurai like Ghost Regime. You can do whatever the hell you want. A lot of people like this. They find inspiration. They find warmth. And they find a happy place type of thing through video games. And that's where Joe's kind of missing the point of. Now, granted, do I think all video games should be used as a proper example, or should all video games be used as an example in terms of like, this is a good example for curing your depression or showing a good nature of video games? No. Hence why we have different ratings for video games. For example, you got rated T for teen, you got the rated E for everyone, which is the games that anybody can play, and you got the rated M type of games, which are for mature. The mature audience type of games, this has kind of always been a point of friction between a lot of media, and really it comes down to the parents. Let's just keep it real. It comes down to the parents. A lot of these kids playing games like Call of Duty, they're playing games like GTA when they shouldn't be playing these games to begin with. Their parents don't check it. And that right there ultimately hurts us all in the long run. Even people who work at GameStop and they know damn well this damn kid who's like 12 should not be playing GTA 5. Again, do they care? No, they're not the parent. They just sell it. The mom and dad say, hey, they want it, they'll get it. And that's the sad reality. But here's the even more crazy part. I remember it was like 7 years ago. There was this kid who literally brutally murdered his mom. And then he supposedly tried to sexually molest her when she was dead. And then the cops came and they arrested him. He was crying. He was sitting there going, yeah, I thought that I can hit the reset button on my console and she can come back. And I sat there dumbfounded because I'm like, keep in mind, this is back in 360 and PlayStation 3 days, right? Last time I checked, there was no reset button on PlayStation 3 or 360. So where the hell did he get a reset button from? See what I'm saying? Some people are mentally ill for the sake of being, literally are just mentally ill. They're like, some are mentally ill, and yet they are in our hobby, and again, it's not something we can control. It's everywhere. You have sick people who work in, the medical field, them crazy surgeon type people, it's really true. Every hobby, job, profession has that one or two people that you might see or encounter in your lifetime that might be one, a dick, B, just an asshole, that one person you has that bad vibe you just want to stay away from. You walk past them, you just feel the awkward, that really weird vibe, like, yeah, I can't be around that. Some people have that, you can just see it on their face and you don't want to be around. And then you have the other side, the real quiet ones, which would be the ones who do the most damage. This is everyday life. It's everywhere. Your jobs, it's in, it's in schools for the crazy, which is crazy enough. It's in schools out here with shootings. It's everywhere. Honestly, people are sick. It's true. People are sick. But I don't want to say, just because I find people who are sick in the medical field, who actually do and harm children and all that, is that for me to say that, oh, if you go for a medical degree, it's a waste or something like that? You know what I'm saying? No, of course not. What I'm trying to say is everywhere you go, there's always going to be that weirdo around you. Hell, this is why I don't play Call of Duty games. Call of Duty is probably the most ridiculous game to play nowadays. And granted, if you like Call of Duty, you like Call of Duty. I'm not saying nothing like that. I'm just saying I retired from Call of Duty. I don't dip in, I don't really get into that no more. I moved on. But man, gaming has changed. Gaming has really changed. I mean, kids nowadays throw death threats out like they're damn, like they're the typical hello type of thing, They're like, instead of saying hi, they'll be like, oh, fuck you, I'll kill you, I'll find you. Look, you'll find this everywhere online nowadays. And where do you think they get that from? Do they get that from the parents? No, they get that from games that they should not be playing. And sadly, parents don't regulate or check their kids. And then that right there causes a ripple effect that leads to people like, Joe Rogan saying stuff like this. And then that gets to the media. And then, of course, the media, when they have nothing better to do, they use that as a headline. And that causes more ripples, which causes more chain effects. You know what I'm saying here? It's honestly one of those times where it's like none of us win, because a lot of us kind of add on to the fire. I mean, come on. I've done it. You've done it. Who's watching this video? You've done it when you play Call of Duty. You might have run into a little kid who shouldn't be playing Call of Duty, and you probably trolled the kid, just for being a squeaker, which, the little They call them squeakers, little kids. They be screaming in the mic. You probably did that a few times. You probably made them rage quit, cry, and all that stuff. I mean, I remember. God, I'm going back in time right now. I remember the Trollark Office videos. Y'all remember those videos? Those of you who are watching, y'all remember those troll videos where they like, they play they basically catch you on Call of Duty, the little kids, and they act like they work for Xbox Live or PSN, and then like they'll harass the parents. Dog, it was crazy. It was pandemonium back then. I was in high school when this was going on. It was funny. Time flies, man, but really, the situation has not changed. It's still what you guys see. It's pretty severe, and it's getting even more severe. And honestly, it's just, I don't see it happen. I don't see anything simmering down anytime soon, especially with the state of the world and all of us, we don't have nothing to really take our frustrations out in terms of a positive light. I mean, hell, we can barely go out here, because of curfews and whatnot. And I'm just saying, man, it's a slippery slope. Do I agree with Joe Rogan? I agree with one point he said. I think we all can agree with that one point. And that's a natural, obviously an obvious point that we can't really refute, right? But everything else, I disagree completely, entirely. And for the people who are shilling and saying he's absolutely right, this, that, and the third, do me a huge favor. Stop the capping for clout. It's annoying. It's cringy. And at the end of the day, you look stupid. And I'm laughing at you for what you truly are. It's one thing to say you're about the gaming, you're for the gamers, and it's another just to chase clout for damn views and attention. That right there pisses everybody off. It makes you show, and really, a lot of people see you for what you truly are, a hypocrite. They see your true colors, and let me tell you, it ain't pretty. Anyway, that's it, though. This is Big Cloud Gaming. Appreciate you guys checking it out. I'll see you on the next one. You guys be blessed. Y'all be easy. Later.